All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a yap sesh. It's going to be a shorter stream today because got so I got too absorbed into whatever other thing I was doing, and I lost track of time. So I ended up starting the stream late. So today's stream might only be maybe half an hour long, unfortunately. So I figured, okay, if that's the case, then oh my God. Um, Give me a second. Okay, I hope I didn't ruin the plug. But yeah, I was, okay, give me another second, dude. I created a bit of a mess trying to pick up one of my phones, and there was a charger attached to it, and it just yanked the charger out. But anyways, okay. So what have I been up to? Honestly, between yesterday and today, there hasn't been too much development in terms of learning Git because I got kind of absorbed into some other research that I'm doing. I'm trying to remember what that other research was, but I can't seem to remember what it was. And I also did spend a bit of time going through some of my the clips generated by the content pipeline, and I managed to get one clip. I do need to upload. I do need to continue uploading VODs so that I can, you know, analyze more of those VODs. So yesterday I uploaded two more, and basically I have the entire like April month worth of backlog remaining, and also this May month's worth of backlog remaining. I haven't uploaded any of those to YouTube, so I need to start uploading them. Yesterday I uploaded two, and today I'm going to try and upload at least five, hopefully, and then we can continue with uh, getting clips from the VODs. On the bright side, start, I did resume uploading stuff to social media because I kind of want this. How do I say this? I want this to be, I want to get the ball rolling in terms of posting on social media. I want there to be a post daily, if not multiple posts daily. Because I mean, as sad as that sounds, no, as sad as what I'm about to say sounds, the algorithm on many of these different social media platforms, it rewards consistency. It rewards, you posting more. So if I post daily, then my stuff is going to get pushed out there more. And if I post less often, then my post won't be pushed, or my profile itself, it won't be pushed to nearly as many people. It's unfortunate, but they reward, you know, consistency. They reward not just daily uploads. In some cases, they reward like multiple times, uploading multiple times a day. So that's kind of why I want to make sure that I have a post daily. In this year, I have managed to um, so I don't usually do like this the resolutions kind of thing, right? New Year's resolutions and stuff. I don't do that. But at least for this year, I won't call it resolutions, but just stuff that I was hoping would happen, stuff that I was hoping, we can say kind of goals. Like if I had to make a list, this would have been my goal. Well, one of my multiple goals. I wanted to become more consistent with streaming. I wanted to move forward with my AI research. I wanted to move forward with data science learning, and I wanted to move forward with learning electronics. And throughout the year, I guess I can say that I've done each of those things, like a little bit here, a little bit there. The AI research, it's on hold right now because I'm doing a couple of other things. But I would say that yeah, I did continue the AI research to a certain extent. Data science is definitely on hold, but I did discover polars, so that's great. I'm for sure going to continue with polars, and learn about polars, because there's a bunch of stuff even outside of data science that I can use polars for. So it's very important for me to learn that. Um, Electronics, I definitely made a lot more progress with electronics. Hell, we even started streaming electronic stuff, so I'm excited for that. And I've even, you know, gone a lot deeper into analog electronics than I thought I would. Like now, I'm actually, taking the time to learn properly about the physics behind analog electronics, how electrons behave, how protons behave, how atoms in general behave, and even higher level concepts in that. And one thing that I did manage to continuously be consistent with, even though the other stuff, it was kind of like on and off. The AI stuff, I did it for a bit, and then I had to pause that because I had to give time to something else. Now I'm gonna continue it later at some point. And electronics, it took me time to get started with it, so I wasn't exactly consistent with it, but now I am being a lot more consistent with it. Even though like a bunch of these things I haven't been consistent with them, one thing that I have been consistent with is streaming. So I'm happy about that. I managed to make it so I'm not, how do I say this? I managed to make it so I'm streaming almost every day, and I'm taking the least amount of days off. And because of how consistently I'm streaming, like I make it a point to stream daily. Like even on days like today, where unfortunately I can only do, a very short stream. I want to stream, even though it's going to be a short one. I wanna stream. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm glad that I've managed to be consistent with streaming. The next thing I want to be consistent with is posting to social media. That's what I want to become consistent with next, because that's sort of the it's important. It's important for like as a content creator, you definitely want to be posting things to social media often, and not just posting random stuff, but like providing value of some sort. So yeah, yeah, I have clips that I'm posting. I want to post about various things that I'm currently doing. Uh, at this very moment, what I'm learning, I guess I should start posting about that as well. We are currently in Git. I did make a post about that already. That ended up being like an entire, proper blog post type of thing, which I had to divide up into a long thread on X and on Threads. I haven't posted it on Insta or TikTok yet. The reason is the way that that post is made. It's meant to have images after every paragraph, but I can't find a decent way to do that on Instagram and TikTok. But I did come up with one method. What I'm thinking is, each of the screenshots that I've taken, each of the images that I have, there's about 21 of them in total. Each of the images that I have, I'll label them, as in I'll add text within the image. I'll probably use something like PIL. It's a image manipulation library in Python. I'm assuming it has the ability to do that because there's a lot of actually no, I'm pretty sure it has the ability to do that. I just need to talk to Gemini about how I should go about doing it. So I'll write a short Python script, and basically it'll go through each of the images, and at a certain location it'll place the text, pick 1, pick 2, pick 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 21. And then what I'll do is when I'm posting this to in both Instagram and TikTok, what I'll do is I'll mention after the first paragraph, um, refer to pick 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then after the next paragraph, I'll say refer to pick, 4, 5, 6, or how many ever picks are there. Then after the next paragraph, 7, 8, and then whatever. Um, it seems like a weird way to do it, but like that's the best way that I can think of posting this content that I've made, because the content is made in a form that is not really meant for platforms like Instagram and TikTok, but I still want to post it on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Um, though there is one thing that I'll have to see how to go about doing this, but there is a way, like they have this, I think it's called a carousel, where you're able to have multiple images set up or organized or placed in like a very specific pattern. And so they give you these various templates for different carousels, and you can pick one, and then within that carousel template you can place your images. The thing is, each of my images is a 16 by 9 ratio, aspect ratio image. So I'll have to see how well the image fits into that. But yeah, yeah, that's the best idea that I have. Oh, another thing that I could do. So, okay, yeah, the great thing is that both Instagram and TikTok allow you to post slideshows. So that's the method that I'm taking, that I'm choosing. In the caption, both the platforms allow you to have pretty big captions, pretty big descriptions. So my entire text, the entire blog post is going to be within that, and then I'll mention, okay, look at pick 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then so on and so forth for each paragraph. But yeah, yeah. I also, I asked, okay, here's the thing, right? I didn't know that there's a git revert command. Give me a second. I did not know that there's a git revert command. Um, I knew that there's a git reset command, but I didn't know that there's a revert command. Like if we look here, this is a git UI. In here, I do have the option to, do actually I can show it to you in the bottom right. So here I can open up git UI. There are unstaged commits here, so we should be seeing something in the uncommitted changes section. Oh, wait. It does not seem to be opening this up. I think I need to reopen this because I think this has been open since I installed since I enabled the Git UI feature in Lazy Extras. So that might be why it wasn't showing up. Yeah, there you go. So this is Git UI, and here you can see the extra options that Git UI gives. If we go to, so there's a reset option here as well. I need to look into where is it? Is there like a discard changes option? I should look for that. Ignore doesn't do that. Oh, there's an undo commit. I should look at undo commit as well. Um, yeah, here you can see two options at the bottom. It says revert and reset. So these are two options. Reset, I knew that there's a git command for resetting. I had no idea that there was an actual revert command as well. I only found this out after I got GitHub Copilot to analyze the entire Git UI repo, and I said that in the TUI, find out which Git command is being used for revert and which one is being used for reset. And turns out it's using git revert and git reset. So yeah, that's what I need to look into now. I think I opened it up here. I don't remember. They do have a page for resetting. Um, there was a separate page that gave a bit more information about resetting. There's rewriting history, um, revision selection. I'll have to look into that. Stashing, dude, stashing is something that I don't do very often. I should look into that as well. The thing is, I don't have too many situations where I feel like I would need stashing. So that's another reason why I haven't looked into it too much. Um, okay, advanced merging. Then there's something called re. That's interesting. Also, I didn't know Git had submodules. I knew that GitHub had it. I didn't know that Git had it as well. Okay, revision selection. Single revision. What does this say? By now, you've learned that most of the day-to-day commands and workflows you need to manage or maintain a Git repo for your what? By now, oh, you've learned most of the day-to-day commands and workflows. Okay. You've accomplished the basic tasks of tracking and committing files, and you've harnessed the power of the staging area and lightweight topic branching and merging. Sorry, zoned out. You've accomplished the basic tasks of tracking and committing so and so. Okay, all right. Now you'll explore a number of very powerful things that Git can do that you may not necessarily use on a day-to-day basis, but that you may need at some point. Revision selection. Git allows you to refer to a single commit, set of commits, or a range of commits in a number of ways. They aren't necessarily obvious, but are helpful to know. Okay, single revisions. You can obviously refer to a single commit by its full 40 character hash, but there are more human-friendly ways to. Oh, they're telling us about the short form of. Yeah, okay. I know about this. This is actually really useful. So it's basically like how you can see the commits showing up here. This is the short form. Actually, let me read this to make sure that I'm assuming the right thing. Um, Git is smart enough to figure out what commit you're referring to. I believe it's 7 characters. Oh, wait, no, it says at least 4 characters long and unambiguous. So I guess if you give 7 characters, it's a lot more. you know, unambiguity. It's a lot less ambiguity. Okay, yeah, Git is smart enough to figure out what commit you're referring to if you provide the first few characters of the SHA-1 hash, as long as the partial hash is at least 4 characters long and unambiguous. That is, no other object in the object database can have a hash that begins with the same prefix. For example, to examine a specific commit where you added certain functionality, you must first run the git log command to locate the commit. Okay, in this case, say you're interested in the commit whose hash begins with so and so. You can inspect that commit with any of the following variations of git show. Okay, let's test this out. So we are currently let's not do it here. Let's do it over here. Let's say, let's go to the first commit, E43AE9A. E43AE9A. Ambiguous argument. Okay, that's interesting. So now I'm interested in looking at the, wait, which repo is this? Yeah. Now I'm interested in looking at the, wait, hold up. Ambiguous argument. Did I did I get the wrong thing? Oh, it's 8. It's 8 for 843 AE9A. There it is. So this is our commit, and you can see it's also showing a diff using delta, which is great. Awesome. Um yeah, cool. Great. Generally, 8 to 10 characters are more than enough to be unique within a project. For example, as of February 2019, the Linux kernel, which is a fairly sizable project, has over 875,000 commits and almost 7 million objects in its object database, with no two objects whose SHA-1 is identical in the first 12 characters. A short note about SHA-1. A lot of people become concerned at some point that they will, by random happenstances, have two distinct objects in their repo that hash to the same SHA-1 value. What then? If you do happen to commit an object that hashes to the same SHA-1 value as a previous different object in your repo, Git will see the previous object already in the Git database, assume it was already written, and simply reuse it. If you try to check out that object again at some point, you'll always get the data of the first object. However, you should be aware of how ridiculously unlikely this scenario is. The SHA-1 digest is 20 bytes or 160 bits. The number of randomly hashed objects needed to ensure a 50% probability of a single collision is about 2 to the power 80. Okay. Um, okay. So that is, oh God, what are we looking at? Let's yank this, paste it. Okay. 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 Oh my God. Yeah. Um, I'm curious about this, so I'm going to ask Gemini a question regarding this. Okay, wait, what is the documentation here saying? The number of randomly hashed objects needed to ensure a 50% probability of a single collision is about 2 to the power so and so. Um, the formula for determining collision probability is so and so, so and so, so and so. 2 to the power at is 1.2 multiplied by 10 to the power 24, or 1 million billion billion. That's 1,200 times the number of grains of sand on the earth. Wait, I didn't get what they're saying. The number of randomly hashed objects needed to ensure a fifth. So that's the number of objects. That's the number of hashed objects you would need in your database for there to be a 50% probability of a single collision. Needless to say, it is probably not going to happen. The chances are pretty low. This is quite literally 1 in 1 million billion billion chances, isn't it? Yeah, it says a single collision. So 1 in a million billion billion chances. That's crazy. Here's an example to give you an idea of what it would take to get a SHA-1 collision. If all 6.5 billion humans on Earth were programming, and every second, each one of them was producing code that was the equivalent of the entire Linux kernel, so that's 6.5 million Git objects, and pushing it into one enormous Git repository, it would take roughly 2 years until the repository contained enough objects to have a 50% probability of a single SHA-1 object collision. Okay, I think I might be wrong about that 1 in a million billion billion, or 1 to a million billion billion chance, because it mentions here 50%. So I haven't taken that into account. Yeah, I haven't taken that into account. Anyways, okay. Um, Thus, an organic SHA-1 collision is less likely than every member of your programming team being attacked and killed by wolves in unrelated incidents on the same night. Okay, thank you for that example. All right. If you dedicate several thousands of dollars worth of computing power to it, it is possible to synthesize two files with the same hash, as proven on so and so in February 2017. Git is moving towards using SHA-256 as the default hashing algorithm, which is much more resilient to collision attacks and has code place what and has code in place. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading. And has code in place to help mitigate this attack, although it cannot completely eliminate it. Okay, all right. Um, I also throughout reading this, I completely forgot that I had the I had another gain filter on because I'm doing a bit of a quiet stream today for reasons. So I don't know how much of, like, if there was any sort of saturation in the audio throughout when I was reading it. I don't think so. I don't think I've been speaking that loud. That was the whole point of, turning up the gain. Okay, branch references. One straightforward way to refer to a particular commit is if it's the commit at the tip of a branch. Oh, so it's the latest commit in the branch. Okay. In that case, you can simply use the branch name in any Git command that expects a reference to a commit. For instance, if you want to examine the last commit object on a branch, the following commands are equivalent, assuming that the topic one branch um, points to commit so and so. Oh shit, my mouse is freaking out. Okay, all right. Right, so this is about git show. Then ancestry, and oh shit, words. Ancestry references. Holy shit, what just happened there? Okay, commit ranges. Now that you can specify individual commits, let's see how to specify ranges of commits. This is particularly useful for managing your branches. If you have a lot of branches, you can use range specifications to answer questions such as what work is done on this branch and on this branch that I haven't yet merged into my main branch. You know what? Okay, I don't think I need to look too deep into this, but yeah, okay, that's your basic like how you specify a range. Good to know that this is the case. Okay, git tools. This is where, okay, changing the last commit. Oh, rebase is also covered here. Rebase was covered in one more place, actually. It was covered in branches, I believe. Yeah, rebasing. Yeah, yeah. Then we have reset demystified. Okay, before moving on to more specialized tools, let's talk about the git reset and checkout commands. These commands are two of the most confusing parts of Git when you first encounter them. They do so many things that it seems hopeless to actually understand them and employ them properly. For this, we recommend a simple metaphor, the three states. An easier way to think about reset and checkout is through the mental frame of Git being a content manager of three different trees. By tree here, we really mean collections of files or collection of files, not specifically the data structure. There are a few cases where the index doesn't exactly act like a tree, but for our purposes, it is easier to think about it in this way for now. Git as a system manages and manipulates three trees in its normal operation. Head, which is the last commit snapshot, and which is going to be the next parent. Then index, proposed, next commit snapshot, and then working directory, which is a sandbox. Okay. The head. Oh shit, dude. Okay. This is great because I was actually thinking about this as well. Um, I wanted to revisit understanding how head works, because so far I know that head, whatever head currently points to, that is our latest. That is the commit we are currently looking at. The thing is, when you check out a different commit, you enter something called a detached head state. So head is no longer pointing to the latest commit. And while I understand that in theory, I feel like I don't fully understand what's going on there. Like I understand that head is now pointing to, you know, a different commit, one of the previous commits. And further from this point, if you make a new commit, that commit will be, unless you've made a branch, that commit will be considered an orphaned commit. So if you later check out the main branch and go back to the first commit, you have no way of coming back to this older commit unless you know, noted down the commit hash or something, and then you specifically check out that commit. So, and I guess that might be covered in branching, if I'm not wrong, because um, I guess that might be covered in branching. Dude, there's a bunch of reading that I have to do here. I feel like I should spend some time doing this reading even off stream. So what I'll do is, let's come here. Okay. Uh, oh, I have a post-stream to-do list. Use GitHub Copilot to understand Western things. I'm gonna keep this because I'm not done with this. I actually need to go back to those conversations because I was um I was making a lot of progress, dude, with understanding how Western works. It's a fairly sophisticated application, so I'm glad that I asked GitHub Copilot to explain the various concepts to me, and there's still a lot more that I have to go into. Okay, so there's this. The next thing is um, relearn. Let's whatever. Learn, revert, reset, um, branching, remotes, and tags. So I'm going to try and explore this off stream as well and see how far I'm able to get in terms of, you know, learning this. And then let's see tomorrow. Let's see tomorrow how far I've gotten. Yeah. I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue with this. But that is going to be it for today's stream. Unfortunately, it's a shorter stream today. Um, that's on me. I ended up getting distracted with something else that I was doing. I got a little too absorbed into something else that I was doing, and because of that, I became late to start the stream. So, um, yeah. Let's hope I start the stream earlier tomorrow. And I need to, dude. I feel like I need to do that. I need to starting the stream earlier so that I have a lot more time because I kind of like doing the slightly longer streams, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, but like 2.5 hours. I like that. 1.5 hours is good, but that's become like more of my that's become the norm for me now, which I'm happy about because not only am I streaming a lot more consistently this year, but I'm also, streaming at a minimum of 1.5 hours or at an average of a minimum of one words. Holy shit. Okay, maybe saying average and then minimum doesn't make sense. So I'm going to say at an average of 1.5 hours I've been streaming this year. So I'm happy. I'm happy about that. Sorry, at an average of 1.5 hours per stream is what I've been streaming this year. I'm happy about that. I'm I'm excited. I'm excited, dude. Yeah. So I'm gonna end the stream here, and I'm gonna continue reading up on this Git stuff and continue with the research. I will study as much of this as I can off stream, and let's see how much of this we have to continue studying during tomorrow's stream. Hopefully, I'm able to because right now I have to look into both reset and revert. I'm going to look into those two things, understand them properly, and turns out reset actually has a lot more to you know explore. Apparently it's a very complex command, so we need to there's a bunch of things we're going to need to look into in reset. um but revert, or revert should be simpler, hopefully. Um, yeah, I'll try to cover both of those by tomorrow, and I'll also try to cover branching. Actually, I'll try to finish branching because um, topics like branching and remotes, I'm not new to branching. I've done branching before. I have basic branching knowledge. There's more advanced stuff that I haven't really gone too deep into, um, like solving, merge conflicts. And there's more advanced branching related stuff as well that I haven't covered. So I need to look into that as well. Remotes, though, I have very, very little knowledge on remotes. So I definitely need to explore remotes as much as possible. But yeah, dude, that's going to be it for today's stream. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.